Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle? Hmm? You're saying we should check the owl forest? You sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
Feels like I'm melting.
Calaglia was pretty hot, but at least the air there was dry. Out here, it feels like I'm trying to walk through thick soup.
I can hardly breathe, it's so stuffy. And don't get me started on the insects. You hanging in there, Hoodle?
It's brutal, all right. I can feel my energy being drained away just by walking. All this vegetation makes it hard to keep an eye out. Keep your wits about you, everyone. And watch you don't keel over while you're at it.
What's needed at times like these is a relaxing hot spring. That would soon help us adjust.
And where do you expect us to find one of those?
What about you, Alphen? All that gear, and you hardly seem to be breaking a sweat.
Yeah, I guess when you've lived a life devoid of pain for as long as I have, even feeling hot and bothered can be a welcome change.
Well, lucky you, I guess. Just don't expect us to carry you when you pass out.
Definitely where I should be going.
Ready!
Looks like trouble with a Catalan king!
Together, we've got this!
I'm on it!
Tempest, wow!
Our art's being interrupted.
If they rush you, you gotta jump for cover, okay?
I'll face you!
In here!
Sonic thrust!
This one!
Megasonic thrust! Dragon swarm! Severing wind! Hurricane thrust!
Illuminate the
Hurricane thrust!
Charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
This one's all mine!
Dragon!
You're mine! Dragon swarm!
Elusive deity!
Can you take it? Eat dirt! Double demon fang! Crumble!
What's
You're on!
Another incantation ruined.
Begin!
Adversity is said to be the best motivation.
Megasonic thrust!
Heal!
Far enough!
That's enough!
Double demon fang!
Hurricane!
Dragon swarm!
Dance in the wind!
Begin!
In here!
I can carve through armor!
Double demon fang!
Big
This
blast!
one!
Heal!
Pierce through!
Begin!
Heal!
Dance!
Come on!
Megasonic thrust!
Just getting started! Glimmer
Lightning
dragon!
Thunderblade! With this, I can become even stronger.
Oh man,
Benediction light.
I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Double demon fang!
Our arts are being interrupted.
I'll be saving this one.
Pierce! This one's all mine! Dragon swarm! Double demon fang!
Eagle fly!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Hurricane!
Severing wind!
Now I'm in the groove! Eagle heal! Freaking
Dance in the wind!
Denied!
Air thrust! Photon blast!
No escape! It's over!
Hurricane!
Severing wind!
Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Small, but a victory nonetheless. We have a long way yet to go.
Man, this place is thick with foliage.
I know. It feels like we're going to be swallowed up by all these plants if we stay in here.
Indeed. I much prefer the forests in MochaMassiah myself.
Not that I don't agree, but maybe now's not the best time for Elda MochaMassiah Pride.
There's the Zoogle we were asked to handle. Hi, Noodle!
Pieces! Attack!
You're mine!
Lightning orb!
That frickin' does it!
Illuminate the dark!
Now
Are
you
those
see
arms
what I
even
can do.
natural?
Double Demon Fang!
Slow down!
You're mine!
Death Blossom!
Double Demon Fang!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
So he can do it on his own.
What?
Here I come! Right now,
Not
this
in your
time!
dreams!
Eat dirt!
I really
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Wind out!
Yeah.
And great law!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Illuminate the dark!
Dust to dust!
Take this! I'm not done!
Can't get out of this!
Double Demon Fang!
Now!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
What's this thing?
Brace yourselves! This one's tough!
Astral energy!
Dragon Swarm!
Nothing gets by me!
Dance in the wind! Seal!
Take this!
I'll face you!
More
Double
You
Demon Fang!
defeated!
Strike! Dragon Swarm!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Take this!
Illuminate the
Double
dark!
Demon! I could do without this pain!
Holy Land!
Eat dirt! Double Demon Fang! I'm not done!
Raging Storm!
Tear!
Slow Flight!
Rising Feather! You're finished!
Just getting started!
You're mine!
Here goes!
Here I come! Blow it!
Slow Flight!
That frickin'
Double
does it!
Demon Fang!
Dance not in your dreams!
Thanks!
Now you see what I can do! Swallow Dance!
You're mine!
Raging Storm!
First strike! Dragon Swarm! Any more of this and I'll burn out!
Eagle Dive! Talon
You're
Hurricane!
Now!
Another one down!
Seal!
Whirlwind Snap!
I'll
Resonate
be
with the
taking
earth!
this one!
Watch this!
You're mine!
Swallow
Start
Dance!
Lightning Orb!
Rising
Miracle!
Falcon! Take this! Double
Chinese
Demon Fang!
Supernova!
It's
Raging Cascade!
Swallow
Eat
Dance!
dirt!
Do it!
Breath! Law!
Demons descend! Flashing Fang!
Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
There it is. That's our target.
holding back!
Resonate with the earth.
You piece of cake!
Come forth! Holy glimmer! Holy lamp!
Strike! Severing wind!
I shall seal you where you stand.
That freaking does it!
Far enough!
Light astral energy! Raging Cavalier!
Elusive deity! To battle!
Stand back.
Arcane thrust!
I'll trip it up.
Rising
Shattering
wind!
them to pieces! Attack time!
Take this!
Where would that
Take
come from?
this!
Illuminate the dark!
Resonate with
Holy
the earth.
glimmer! Holy lamp!
Double demon fang! Here! Crumble!
Resonate with
Raging
the earth.
cascade!
Stalagmite.
Sweep
Oh,
down!
yeah!
Not on my watch!
Now you see what I can do!
Double demon fang!
Raging orb!
I'll finish you here and now!
Now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I lack the energy for healing arts.
I think Hoodle senses an owl around here.
Okay.
Okay. Yes!
What?
Really? Dohalim.
Nice. Life bottles, we need those.
Dohalim, I'm going to look into some seasonal fishing spots.
By all means.
Leave the preparations to me as well. I'll bring the rods. Would you prefer your fish served grilled or raw?
I'll trust your judgment, Kisara.
I guess that was the side quest.
Ho ho ho! Ho ho! Ho ho ho!
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
Probably. We've caught a lot of owls. Rainbow.
What's this thing?
What's up?
Once we get to the mountain, the terrain won't be easy. We should rest up here before pressing on.
But what about Shion? She's waiting for us.
All the more reason to conserve our energy.
Huh?
It's not only the mountain. Hard though that may be, it's a pittance compared to what follows. Namely Volron. We wear ourselves out now, or worse still, get injured. We might as well show up gift-wrapped. Right, Kisara?
That's right. Besides, Alphen still hasn't fully recuperated yet.
I'm fine. Don't stop on my account.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, it's me who wants to take a rest for a while. Does that suit you better?
A little bit.
So, Alphen, 300 years, huh? Care to share the secret to such a long and healthy life?
I wish I knew. Once I left Lenegis, the next thing I remember is waking up in Calaglia. Everything in between is a blank.
You mean there are still gaps in your memory?
I've heard of starships with devices that can stave off imminent death by putting their passenger into a deep sleep. They're usually only intended as a temporary solution, until proper treatment for an ailment or injury can be obtained.
You think he might have been asleep in that starship for 300 years? But why? What would be the point?
Might this Naori have had a hand in it?
What do you mean?
If she's Renin like you say she is, she would have understood how to operate the starship better than yourself.
You're saying she deliberately put me to sleep for 300 years?
Dohalim, that's a bit of a leap.
Forgive me, I spoke out of turn. I'm merely thinking aloud, that's all. Shion and the maiden Naori. After 300 years, it's not unreasonable to suspect they may be related. Shion is nearly the perfect image of her, yes? She also just so happens to be connected to you. Is it merely a coincidence?
Like I've told you 1,000,000 times already, I wouldn't know.
Well, if you're absolutely certain that it couldn't have been Naori, then I guess I must have been mistaken. Complicated machinery can sometimes break down or have failures. Sorry for being presumptuous.
Hold on a sec. Alphen, you said the mask was to placate you, right? To keep your guilt and rage in check? And you were wearing it the whole time you were asleep, right?
I guess I must have been.
So that's 300 years you were wearing it. It's just a hunch, but do you think that the mask might be...
The reason he lost all his memories?
All but a select few strong ones, so deeply ingrained in his psyche that he saw them in the form of dreams. It's not completely out of the question.
In which case, maybe it was the mask numbing his sense of pain, too.
It's certainly possible. As for how, I wouldn't know, but the dampening effect on his psyche could have manifested itself physically as well.
I'm sorry for snapping at you back there. It's thanks to you that I feel like that we're finally getting somewhere with all this.
No apologies necessary. Reading others' feelings has never been my strong suit.
So he finally admits it.
I really hope Shion's okay.
I get why you're concerned. But if you don't rest when you can, you're going to regret it.
She's right. We need our rest to conserve our strength.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks, you two.
No problem. We'll save Shion. I know we will.
Alphen, your blazing sword draws its power from Shion's Fire Master core, right?
So I'm told.
Then why don't you use yours, Dohalim?
You mean my Earth Master Core, yes?
Yeah, I mean, you still carry it around with you, don't you?
I do. Each Master Core contains the astral energy harvested from Danan's slaves over the course of the last 3 centuries. Though only a select few qualified people, namely the Lords, can wield them, they nevertheless hold too much power to simply abandon.
If only the Lords are supposed to be able to use them, how come Alphen and Shion can use theirs?
That may be because Shion has embedded the Fire Master Core within her body, something which wouldn't have occurred under normal circumstances.
Okay, but why do you still carry yours around?
Just as Danans see Master Cores as symbols of the lives and resources robbed from them, so too do I view mine as a symbol of our lasting sins. The pain and agony wrought upon this world by my predecessors, as well as the injustice enabled by my own inaction, are all housed within my Master Core. It is a testament of all that I have done wrong. It cannot ever be used again, nor fall back into the wrong hands.
Dohalim.
You didn't differentiate between the deaths of Danans and the deaths of Renans.
Danans and Renans both spill blood and languish in agony all the same. I just couldn't bear to hear it any longer. That's all.
Little late for that.
Hey, Rinwell, what was that whole legend you were talking about earlier? back when we were by the gate.
Huh? Oh, you mean about the Darkwings? It's an old story about a Danon hero that's been passed down for generations.
Like I said, I sure haven't heard it before.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, long ago, there was an evil king who tried to bring all of Dana to ruin. However, a pure black owl heard the pleas of the people and decided to help. It chose a young hero and bestowed upon them a holy flame that was capable of vanquishing the king. The story goes that the young hero challenged the king and defeated them with the flame. Seeing Dana had been saved, the people flew the crest of the Darkwings as thanks to the owl for its help. From what I understand, it used to be a really well-known story before the Renans came.
I guess our people must have forgotten it over time. It's lucky for us you still know it. You sure are well-versed in these sorts of things, Rinwell.
You know, the part where the hero defeats the king with a flame reminds me a little of Alphen.
Come on, it's just a story. Besides, if we're talking about an owl helping anyone, Hootle would definitely choose Rinwell.
Sure, I might have helped take out our own kind of evil king with the others, but I'm definitely no hero. That and Hootle's wings aren't even black. Huh.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but
She's
I get
mommy.
anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in MochaMassiah hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
I must admit, I'm rather proud of this dish.
It's a nice stone you got there.
Alone. I'm all alone.
Let's go. We don't want to keep Shion waiting.